Hello, I am the developer of the Minecraft server Rune Venture, and today I'm very excited to show you guys what is the ultimate feature of our server, the dungeon. So, to start off, when you guys are in spawn, there will be the dungeon room. You have an ender chest to be able to bring items along with you to trade with the dungeon keeper, who gives you dungeon passes. There are 120 different item combinations that can be in here. And, ooh, I'm forgetting the number, but basically each of the items can have any amount required from 32 to 64. And I think the math comes out to a total of 122,000 different possibilities for what you may trade, you know, for a dungeon pass. That to say, it's pretty random, and I like it that way. Make sure that players are trying to build multiple different types of farms and gather all sorts of different materials to be able to most effectively get into the dungeon. So, what you then do is that you hold your dungeon pass, make a party with any other players that you may have, and walk into the portal. Ta-da! You're now here in the dungeon. Now, here in the dungeon, there is a time limit. This time limit is done with a redstone item despawn timer. So what happens is that this item is dispensed at the very start by having a little redstone signal here, enable the redstone torch, and then this one push out the piston to then re-disable it as it dispenses an item, pressing the pressure plate to activate the dispenser. Basically, once that item despawns after 5 minutes, it will then dispense a new item. And the dispenser will eventually run out. And when it does, it goes over here to this redstone lamp. And once this redstone lamp is lit, the dungeon ends. But what you see here is being able to add time. These items can be found throughout the dungeon, and there's even a secret crafting recipe for them that you may be able to find. And once you pay for those through a little item sorter in here, it will give a green stained glass right here to indicate that you successfully bought it. And it will then remove one of the redstone blocks, disabling these hoppers, to then add extra items into the dispenser that are held inside these barrels, thus giving you some more time. Alternatively, there's other little benefits that you can do, such as paying 9 netherite ingots to have no lava, to unlock level 3 loot, or to have less traps throughout the dungeon. And again, they all work through a bunch of fill commands, so game mode creative. So it may go, oh, right, I'm not opt right now. Anyways, it basically is a set block or a fill command to be able to see what you're able, or to remove block. Anyways, so that's some extra little fun function. It then gives you some tips and tricks about the dungeon, reviving, being able to get out, the monoliths, trapped chest, beware, ominous potions, secrets, and you only get one life. Hardcore mode. Once you're ready, you go through this portal. Game mode survival. There we go. And you arrive here. Now, this is the boss door. You can make your little parkour over the way and end up being stuck because it's locked. As the message down below mentioned, you have to complete the 3 monoliths. So, after a short hallway that you go through, you get to a little spawner and a vase, the first monolith. Once you get here, it will activate a little amount that you have to kill, 10 mobs. So once you kill 10 mobs within this radius, game mode survival, to activate things. Oh, hello skeleton. There should be a little particle circle coming around the way. Ghost. Particle circle will show up eventually. Anyways, it shows you the radius in which you can kill the mobs to have it count towards a sacrifice for the monolith. Once you kill those 10 mobs, which we'll do by just doing, game mode creative. We'll just go ahead and kill 10 mobs real quick. 1, 3. So that 9 mobs. 1, 3, 8. Kill this ghost. Right here. 7. Survival. Okay. This is one of the custom mobs, the mummy. So the mummy actually got an update, so it now summons tornadoes. These tornadoes deal a lot of damage. Not, all at once, but it deals a lot of consistent damage. So if you get caught up in the sand tornado, it is lights out for you. Anyways, let's go back into fighting these wonderful beasts. Oh, yep, getting caught in tornado. Oh my. There we go. And what you may hear right now is the saw blades. These beautiful contraptions are, oh, took some damage right there. They run across, and if you're not careful, they will kill you. All right, 5 more mobs left to go. Oh, finished off those 2 spawners, it looks like. Seems we'll have to collect a couple mobs from these spawners once they'll spawn. Oh, living sand. The living sand will go ahead and blind you. And we used to have it that it would sink you into the ground, but unfortunately, oh my. Unfortunately, that would cause players to end up glitching outside of the dungeon, and we just couldn't figure out a workaround for that. So he now has what was the old mummy's attack and blinds players. You may have also noticed that I got weakness and like a freezing effect. That's from the pesky ghost. They're little creatures that actually deal 0 damage to you, but they do give you the weakness and the slowness status effect, which can always be quite frustrating when you're trying to make your way through a dungeon. Ooh. Alright, lure in the creeper for the monolith. 2. And 3 hits. There we go. Alright, 2 mobs left. Ooh, this is one of our new mobs. The support one. So this guy basically runs around and he'll give support effects to other mobs and monsters. We're going to try to corral him into the kill zone. Oh. There we go. 1 mob left. I have to find another mob. Try to grab him from the spawners down here. So yeah, oh, you can see that the support mob has given him a few status effects. You can see which ones are the status effects the mob has over his head. Green for healing, blue for speed, and orange for strength. And there we go. Oh, 1 more. Sometimes the count is admittedly a little bit off. Come on, let's go. Into the kill circle you go. He tends to run away pretty quickly. Support mobs do, the wizards, cowards that they are. And you hear that little sound, and that is a sign that the monolith has been filled. Now, we're going to do some exploring, just to show you guys some more secrets of the dungeons. You have lots of chests that can be found, but also beware the trap chests, shown by their red outline. And different trap chests can do different things, such as activating TNT or otherwise. Now, you may also be noticing all these vases. You can break a vase, and sometimes it'll give you a coin. When you hold the coin, it will add to your balance. And that's how you get the main in-game currency. You also find lots of good loot in here, such as the minerals in here. And if you escape out of the menu, it will automatically deposit into your inventory. Go ahead and, game mode survival, teleport back up. Now here in the iron bars, you see what is the tier 3 loot. If you remember earlier, you had to pay 9 netherite ingots to be able to get in here. And this has some really great loot. It's not the best loot in the game, but is pretty great loot. The best loot to be found in the game are locked behind these yellow glass panels. So what you have to do is solve a puzzle. Now for this, we have a really simple puzzle. Trying to simply hit the target that is behind all of these redstone lamps. Sometimes it's a little bit harder than it may seem. And unfortunately, we didn't get this time. But, well, oh, wait a minute. Did we? Let's go. Oh, yeah. There we go. So we did actually manage to do it. I just didn't even realize. And you can look in here. We have, a water ring and a slime pearl. Bounces before teleporting you. Pretty nifty right there. Continuing on our exploration, here's another vast room that has special rooms such as the enchanting room. The enchanting room has some good loot in it that you can find, but also in its main chest, if you click twice, you'll find some balls of enchanting and some lapis. So you can enchant your gear partway through your adventure in the dungeon. Nope. No gold. Ah, this one had gold. Nice. 3 coins. You also find lots of traps, and this is one of the ones that would be disabled if you pay the 9 netherite ingots to be able to disable it. It'll remove all the pressure plates. And this one's particularly scary because it activates off of one pressure plate the entire row, and it'll give you a whole bunch of different status effects. This is done with all this fun redstone. What happens is that the pressure plates activate a just redstone, pulse, and will then be sent using these repeaters across the entire wall through all the dispensers to fill up the entire area with dangerous poisons and otherwise. Let's see. Pretty sure that's all for this area. So then, if we go ahead and fly through, go off in this direction, cross some dangerous jumps, there are also plenty of times where there are chests that are outside of your area or your reach. These tend to be tier 2 chests. If it's a little bit out of reach, a little bit out of the way, then it's a little bit better gear, but it's not the best gear, obviously. It's not as good as the ones behind the locked iron bars or the ones behind puzzles. Now, what's really important in these dungeons is the libraries, because if you get 3 scrolls with leather, it'll make a tome. You can find these scrolls in these chests, ancient scrolls. Wherein here lies lost secrets of a forgotten age past. You can also get a few decent enchantments, more low level ones here, and voila. So what you can do with these is, if you go to menu, the research menu, here you have all the different research options. Now, fix that, a little bug that I found. Now, here are all the different basically game mechanics. So you can craft pouches, rings that you'll be able to use, the ones that you found in the dungeon earlier, like this one, smart allays, scrolls, the player shops, timber, trinkets, RPG horses, wolf horns, yada yada. Once you get on the server, you'll see all these incredible options that you have for things to do. And each one of these is just a game mechanic, as if you were unlocking a whole new plugin, such as devotions or click villagers or airships. Lots of different fun options that are provided. But you'll have to get to all the libraries, because there's always 3 libraries in every dungeon, to be able to get ancient scrolls. With those, make the tomes to unlock that. Going back through. Also can find tier 2 chests here. Ooh, lets you slide down the side of blocks. That looks fun. There, how does it work? It's not very easy doing this room because of the extra ledges. Kind of curious. Oh yeah. Whee. Oh, that's fun. Definitely makes walking a little bit more difficult though, so we're gonna go ahead and put back on our netherite boots. There we go. And fly back through. So that was the first monolith room. And you may have noticed in the video, there are a few secrets that I intentionally left somewhat exposed but not pointed out, because I really want you guys to be able to explore on the world and see what kind of things you guys can manage to find up in their hidden spaces. So here's the next monolith. I want to have some fun, so we're going to go ahead and battle some of these monstrosities. I immediately get hit by a ghost. Oh my. Thankfully, he got away. Here we go, skeleton. I am not good at PvP. I do server development, but oh my goodness. If I can play, that would be a miracle. Yes, managed to kill that. Plus, a lot of creepers. My goodness. Thankfully, I have the gold enchanted apples to be able to keep me safe from all that. All right. Where'd they go? You pesky man. Oh. Shoot you. Yes. Ghosts are everywhere in this haunted desert. There you are. Attacks phasing through him? Is happening here? Yes, killed that one. There we go. 2 mobs left to go. Yes. Aha. And there is the monoliths filled. So the way that functions, I'll show you as soon as I kill this guy. Oh my. The way that functions is with a redstone comparator add-on. So you see here, redstone was placed next to this barrel that only has one little item in it. So that adds 1 strength to this end comparator, activating that one. Now apparently, this monolith didn't activate, so we'll have to figure out what's going on with that. So let's game mode creative. Let's spawn a couple of. Oh wait, because I have no idea. Let's mobs spawn mummy. There we go. 2 out of 3. All right, we'll fix that little numbering miscount. But anyways, on you guys get the same idea about how there's monoliths, and if you're willing to go past the monoliths, you can find many more wonderful things, such as a healing room. So, if I go into survival and walk into the waters of healing, I should get regeneration. You see, these. I know what happened. The command blocks got deleted while I was building. Anyways, so in the future, I'll fix that up very quickly. Easy fix. Command blocks would end up giving you regeneration inside these waters to be able to heal up. And otherwise, you can find lots of fun puzzles, such as down here. Now, I'm not going to show you guys the secret for turning this on, but more puzzles all over the place. I think every direction that you can go through has like 3 different puzzles at least. I mean, oh, I missed the button. Anyways, I'm out of arrows, I'm pretty sure. Yep. So, yeah, I just like to show you guys all the fun things. Dude, I've been working on this since November. Literally. I've been just working on building things. This is the second prototype that I've gone through, and I'm honestly just flabbergasted by how much it took to make this. I mean, looking at these dispensers are empty, right? Like, how is this happening? Well, it's made with these command block train carts. So these mine carts are just going along, and it has a bunch of command blocks to set fire and to set air. As they go along, they go on at different speeds, so it tends to desynchronize. Just makes it lots of fun to be able to time your way. There's parkour that you guys can find in these dungeons, and of course, then we get to our next monolith room. Besides the monolith room, there's mazes. So this one's a really fun one. This one is specifically made for 2 players. So you see here, there's a clear path that's outlined to a gold block. Well, what does that mean? If you go below these ladders, you'll find a sprawling labyrinth. Now, you'll easily get lost and even attacked by the mobs spawned by these spawners. But if you have a friend to be able to help you follow the orange path on top, then voila, you make your way to a glorious chest of grand loot. Ooh, little secret right there across the wall. How might you be able to get your way through this wall? You'll figure out yourselves. Anyways, yeah, kind of wraps it all up. So I'm gonna go ahead and kill off all the mobs in this last room so that we can then fight the boss, see what that's like. Oh shoot, tornado. Oh, these mummies are tough. Whee! Just full concentration. I was like, alright, I may have full netherite gear, but clearly by my very poor skills, I need much better than that. There we go, 3 out of 3 monoliths build. So, if we fly out of here and back to the spawn area, you'll notice the gates are now gone. So, you can... That was disappointing. Parkour your way across by jumping by the perilous pits over these thin ledges. Oh, okay. One more try. Then I'm gonna cheat my way across. Because you guys want to do more than just watch my poor parkour skills. Ooh, only 10 minutes left. Indeed, I better hurry. And haha! Made it through. Now this room is the pre-boss room. In this room, you can find a chest that will contain some knowledge. There is going to be a couple, 1 to 3 books that are in this chest, and they are filled with secret mechanics in the game. You see, I'm not making a super long tutorial for every hidden mechanic in the game. If you guys haven't been able to figure out yet, I love hidden mechanics. So one of the things that you can do is find this chest here right before or right after you battle the boss. Sometimes it doesn't appear until after you've beaten the boss, in order to get some secret item knowledge, such as how to make rails out of copper. And I try to make that in a lore-like fashion that you can then have sort of a fun read, see more about the lore of this world that I've been working on building. Well, as soon as you're ready to fight the boss, go and click the button, opening the door, and make your way. Ooh, let me get my golden apples. Do I have anything blue for a while? Oof, nothing else to really fight the boss with. Well, in we go. And here comes the boss, the necromancer. No, my... Hopefully I can kill this guy and not embarrass myself in front of all of you. One fun fact about the boss is that his health actually scales according to how many players there are in the party. So if you try to raid the dungeon by yourself, you'll actually have a much easier time because, well, he only has, he only has 100 health. Whereas if you go in a big group of 4 players, it will be a much tougher opponent with 400 health. He specifically scales with 100 times the number of players for his health. But do be careful of his health stealing beams, those red projectiles of particle that you see him shooting out, because it will get you pretty nasty, along with his wither skulls. Unfortunately, we've lost. Now, what you're seeing right now is our revive system. If you decide to go in a group, then you can be revived. You'll have a little timer by you, and if some other player manages to get to you, you'll be revived with all your items at half a heart. So do be careful to make sure it's a safe area to revive a player. But since I'm alone, I'm just going to go ahead and sneak and die and end up respawning by a failed dungeon raid. And I've unfortunately lost all the lovely trinkets that I had gained along the way. But as you can see, that's pretty much the dungeons. Lots of fun mechanics there, and I'm really excited to see you guys be able to enjoy the great loot that you'll be getting from the dungeons and good fights. And don't worry, by the time we release, all the bugs that you guys have seen in this video will be fixed. Anyways, that's all from me. Thank you so much for watching.